Hello everyone, Sheila back again. I'm having a well-earned rest. It is now 3 o'clock. I've only been in my garden since 12 o'clock, just after my lunch. So it's been 3 hours, but it's took me, no it wasn't, it was 1 o'clock. I had my lunch at 12 o'clock. I was thinking to myself, I've been in the garden 3 hours, it's only been 2 hours. So I had my lunch at 12 and had a rest and all that before I went out. It was about 1 o'clock when I went out in the garden. I was going to cut my grass, but I didn't get round to it today. I'm having a rest now, but I'm probably going to go out and do a little bit more because I've been turning over some of the soil, and I've managed to plant a row of carrots, and I'm busy turning over another part in the same plot for to put a row of leeks in. And that part is good because it had potatoes in last year and it was well manured with compost and, like, not actually manure, just compost, kitchen and garden stuff composted. So I didn't need to put anything in, and you don't need to with carrots. If you're putting carrots in, you can use a plot that's had a good lot of compost in the year before. That's why I have three quite largish plots and a smaller one near my gate, which I keep rotating crops every year. You can't put you can, but you don't want to put the same things in the same place every year, because if you get any disease or anything, like if you put potatoes in somewhere and you get some disease in the potatoes, if you put the potatoes in again, you're going to get the same disease in those potatoes. So you have to keep rotating those plots, which I do with 3 of them. But the smallest one, I keep that for anything, that I might have extra. It's only a little small part. I work from post to post of the fence. That's how I work. That's the 3 plots are like that. They're between posts. And the smallest one is near the gate, because that's just a small area from the post in the fence to the post for the gate. That's the way I like to work. So I managed to get the carrots in, but I had a lot of other things to do today in the house and that, There are some things you can't sit and knit or crochet all day or do gardening all the time. You do have to do other things in your house that you need to do to keep your house clean and tidy. I had a lot of washing. I did some washing yesterday, but I had a lot more, and I've got a lot of ironing. I thought I'm going to have to catch up on some of that ironing, and I'm having a cup of coffee as well at the moment. And then I was doing a beef stew for my tea, and so I had to sort that out to get it into the slow cooker for later on for my tea. That's what I like to do when I'm doing things like that in the garden. I like things that just cooks itself, and all I have to do is put it on a plate when it comes to tea time. So that I had to sort that out this morning as well, get everything sorted and put in the slow cooker for my beef stew, and the smell is killing me. Every time, even outside in the garden, because the door to the kitchen is a lovely day today. I think we've got 18 degrees today, and it's in my garden, it's lovely and warm. So all the doors are open into the house, and that smell has been wafting out into the garden, and it's not going to be ready for another couple of hours. And then when I come in the house, the smell's even stronger. I hate when I do food stuff like that in the slow cooker, and you smell it all day long, and you're starving by the time you come to eat it. But that's for my tea later on. I'll probably leave my lawns until tomorrow. I'll probably do them tomorrow morning. It's my bingo tomorrow night, so I'll probably not be doing much digging or anything like that, but I might do the lawns. I just didn't have time today, and I just didn't fancy doing them. That was it. They take a lot, especially 2 of them. The front one, I even have my front garden to do as well, and that is getting a bit overgrown with weeds and that. I think the few daffodils and things that's been growing in there are getting choked with the weeds. I had somebody in last year. They did supposed to tidy up my back garden, and I paid them to do the front garden as well because it needed doing. And I discovered afterwards there's a plot that's along under my window. All of the plots, they wanted digging over, and any plants or anything that's in there I would put back in again myself, like if they dug out any daffodils or primroses and things like that. I would plant them in again myself afterwards, as long as I put them somewhere. But they never do that. But I found out afterwards all I had done was cut the weeds off the top, the plants and everything. They just cut everything off and spread soil over the top to make it look as though it had been dug over. And it's in a worse state now than it was last year, because all the seeds off the grass has just gone over into that part. So I'm going to have an awful job to turn that over. I will never ever pay anybody to come in and do. These were supposed to be professional. To pay anybody to come in and do my garden again. If you want something done right, do it yourself. Because I was really annoyed, because I could see after about a week all them weeds were starting to grow back in again though, and I knew then I hadn't dug it over. It looked like it had been dug over because the soil was very carefully put over the top. But I just didn't have time last year. I think I had so many orders to do and things like that, which I decided I'll do a few orders, but not like I've used to been doing. I'll just do what I want to do really, and then I know I've got plenty of time to myself to do what I want to do in my garden and things like that, which I didn't have time last year. So that's when I sorted putting what I'm growing in the back garden, that all the weeds in my patio, because I have a very large patio on one side of the garden, which actually used to be growing stuff when my husband was alive, and I had 3 boys at home, grown boys. We used to grow a lot of vegetables there as well, but you know, after the lads left home and there was only me and my husband, we didn't need as much space, so we put paving slabs between me and my husband. We put the patio down in the back garden. We started it with my husband, but my husband took ill about 3/4 of the way, and I had to finish it myself. And you know, he wasn't fit enough to do anything for years after that, because of the illness that hit him. But it was covered over and that, so I didn't have that to do. But I do get a lot of weeds come up between the paving things, so I have to sort those out. And there's a lot of weeds growing up on the path down the middle of my garden. And then I have another patio at the back of my garden. It's behind where my outhouse is. Now, that was my husband's spot when he was alive. He used to do all, you know, he used to have power tools and do all sorts of things. And that was his spot. And there were just big old 2-foot square paving slabs we put down in the back there. But I get a lot of weeds growing up between them as well. And I think I'm going to get some weed killer. I don't usually use weed killer, but I think I'm going to use it a bit easier than all that little thing digging all the weeds out of the spaces. Might stop them coming up so quick anyway. So that's what I've been doing today, and I'm just sitting having a cup of coffee, doing a little bit knitting while I'm sitting here. I'm going to have about an hour's rest. And then go back out in my garden and see what else I can do. At least I'm feeling a little bit fitter than I was a few weeks ago. You know, once your body gets used to doing these things, you can manage a lot more than what you thought you could. And if you're watching Pete, you've noticed my calendar. I have put the hair back up for April. The calendar each month has a different picture of some, you know, creature. I think it was a calf or something on the one before that. But when I turned it from March to April, Pete noticed this and sent me an email, because he thought I had getting a bad calendar, because he sent it to me. Only I was doing something when I was turning it, I was holding the thing to take it up and to get some tape, because I just tape it up to the top because I can't keep taking it off the wall, so I just put a bit sellotape over the top. And I was holding onto the page to put it up, and I don't know what I did down here, but I slipped off the set of this little couch thing because I was kneeling on it. I think I bent down to pick something. I had one hand up there and I bent down to pick something and dropped. Only I lost my balance and I went boing like that, and the whole thing just tore off. And Pete noticed there was the picture on the calendar. So just for you, Pete, I have put the hair back up. I've just sellotaped it on there, so it'll be there till I turn it over to me. That's how, when you know people watch your videos, are taking notice of things like that. But I have got a little bit more of this one. I'm going to have to do the little bit. I now have the back. I got all the needles stuck in here everywhere. The two fronts. One sleeve completed. And the other one is up to the armholes, because I'm doing a tutorial on this as well. And it's up to the armholes, just ready for me when I can find time to get onto my table over there, put my phone in my, I'll have to find out what they call that thing, that contraption I put my phone in. I can't remember what it was called when I bought it off Amazon, I think it was. So as soon as I find time, I'll do the armholes and that, and for the tutorial, and then the neck, and then there's just the bands on and the sewing up to do on that. So that'll be a tutorial for a 16-inch open moss stitch that I'll put on my Just Knitting channel. I may do that. I may stop doing this and put that on there for my break before I go back out in the garden again. At least if I show what I have to do, I can carry on afterwards. I can leave it at where I do the tutorial up to how I show how to cast off the stitches, and how many times you have to decrease on the fourth rows, and then I will see it on every alternate row, and then I can leave it there until I get to the top, wherever the other piece, till I get to the top of the sleeve. So I don't have to do the whole thing. I just have to show how many stitches you're going to have left at the end of it. But I have to do it in daylight, because if I try to do it once I put the light on in the room, it casts shadows over what I'm doing. At least it stays lighter a lot longer of a night time. So if I'm doing tutorials, I've got a bit longer, but before the lighter nights and that, I was having to stop, you know, about 3:30, 4 o'clock, because it was having to put the light on. And but anyway, I'll just do a little bit of this, and then I think I'll do, like I'm saying, do a little bit of that tutorial, and then I'll go back out in my garden and finish what I was doing out there. I have to keep checking on my washing I've got hanging on the line to see whether it's dry enough to get it in, because I don't know what I don't know. I've got my phone. I think I've left my phone downstairs to look on the weather. Oh, it's not. It's in front of the computer. I am using my tablet, and I use the screen on my computer to stand the tablet up. But for to get it at a distance, you know, if I said push it too far back for to make the tablet stand up, you don't see it goes too low down, and my head is too far down the screen. So I bring it forward a little bit, but the tablet keeps toppling over because there's nothing to hold it in place. So I put my phone in front of it and the bottom of it, and that presses it against the screen. It stops it flopping over. You can't see it, but it's that's it. I've just suddenly realised that's where my phone is. That's how I can't look on my phone to see what the weather is. But I think it's going to stay nice right up until after tea. So, thumbs up and subscribe. I'll catch you another day. So bye for now.